the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's supposed to be a watch, not a dog. There you go. It's a new one, I don't understand it. Okay, roll call.
Alderman Bovee.
Here.
Alderman Costello.
Here.
Alderman Franklin. Here. Alderman
Here.
Approval of the agenda.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda with the following exceptions. We need to add new business, which is permission for the mayor to sign the construction permit to the water chlorination project, and permission to hire Mike Harrell to balance books for the fiscal year ending. And the executive closed session, if we don't plan on the closed session, I'd like to take that off too. So.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
New business. So that would be,
Okay. I'd like to make a motion for the permission for the mayor to sign the construction permit for water chlorination project.
motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then there was- is that the-
Then we got another, I'd like to make another motion for permission to hire Mike Harrell to balance the books for the fiscal year ending.
I second it.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That it? I don't have that.
That's no other business. Thank you.
Okay. Departmental reports, starting with the department. Go ahead, Brian.
I don't have too much report. We're gonna have a barbecue November 4th. Like a big barbecue tomorrow. And then, we got an old garage that's gave to us that they need to tear down. We're gonna burn it down, but we're gonna do some training in it, 2 or 3 trainings in before we do that.
Yeah, I was going to tell him about that too, and I forgot after you told me.
And other than that, that's all I got. Well, we did get our application, grant application from conservation, which has got to be in by November 30th, but we still got to go over and see what we need yet.
I need to tell you about that. You know, about the Richardson's garage, that's the one they're gonna let, fire department's gonna practice in a couple of times and burn it.
Okay.
It's a 104 street job.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you. Police department?
Police department had no report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Park and cemetery?
Everything's good there.
Street?
I had nothing to report.
I got, we got the truckload of rock.
Oh,
It's still on the truck.
There on
Well, for
Church.
both projects,
Church.
street down here.
And then we got one for down there.
But we do have the load of rock on the dump.
Was that city property out by the church?
Ditch, just like any other street. It's a ditch. On each side of the road. When you park, that's city property. Probably your fence is on city property. If it ain't close. But then, irregardless, we put the water there, we gotta take care of it. The other man on his side ain't got a problem. Have you got a problem with it?
It was just brought to my attention that it was city employees there, and I thought, well, that's not city property. I was curious.
I'm not sure, in my opinion, it is city property. But I could be a few feet off. Some of it could be private.
Okay.
pay for a survey to find out. Animal control, wait a minute, so water and sewer, I'm sorry.
Just regular service calls, that's all, to report this time.
I understand you had some sample results. One came back bad and the rest clear.
Yes, we did a repeat, and they all came back bad. Already know the reason for it.
And it is?
County had a main break on J Road, didn't tell us. They flushed, got clean, now we got bad for a couple more months. That's all I can tell you. DNR was here today, took other samples, and we'll see what the results of those are.
And something Joanne said at the budget work session, that we're not using the one well for fire use.
We're not yet. We ain't set up for it yet. We don't have a water pipe run yet.
I thought it would be, this is the well right here.
The well's there.
Yes.
So
well's
it would
there.
go to where they used to be able to hook up and get water for watering crops.
You can't fill.
That's not out there no more.
That's not there, that doesn't exist.
So where are we on getting that ready? Because I know those sit there for a while and the gaskets will go bad if it's not.
They ain't none there. They ain't sitting there because it ain't there.
The
We ain't
well.
put it in yet.
The well. We're
The well, we ain't done the well on anytime we want to. We can put 30,000 gallons over it. But we can't get it out.
Right.
Anything else? Okay. You want to report on animal control then?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Emergency management? You got anything?
No.
I have one thing, the tornado siren at the antique mall. I got a call, it was last Friday, telling me that the siren went off, which surprised me because I didn't get a 911 text or anything in email notifying me about a tornado. And I found out that when the electric flickers at the mall, the siren goes off.
Mm-hmm.
It went off a couple times. I
Been
was
doing
aware
that
of
for years and years.
Okay,
That ain't
good.
nothing new.
So we don't, I know originally we were talking about battery backup, so that wouldn't be a problem, but I don't know if it just goes off once.
I'd like to know one thing.
I mean, when the siren goes off, it's just one sound, where a tornado warning, it does it several times.
I don't know what it does. Go
The
ahead.
problem we've had before, usually it just goes off on a short burst when that happens. For a tornado, it's 4 times that are going.
4 times, okay, so I can tell everybody that does hear it,
How many phone calls
that
you
it
get?
has to be just a couple. It has to be 4 sounds to know it's a siren, not just the flickering until we get the other in place. That's all.
I don't know. Emergency management, like that. If you got anything to say on it, this is my part here, emergency management, but you're part of it, sorry, and everything. You got anything you want to say?
Yeah, I've got no phone calls as far as anybody wanting to help do anything, but we have come up with a couple ideas. One of them is a 50-50 drawing, and I've got stuff here for all the aldermen to sell the 50-50 tickets. And I am asking that every alderman to show your support for this, to get the public to support it. I think all the aldermen should make a donation. And you're also going to sell tickets.
I think that's a good idea.
I got tickets for everybody.
Good.
We do that.
Now, you
Mine's
did,
right here.
don't I get to tell him?
Oh, yeah, you and Joanne both get some.
Anything else?
Thank you.
No.
I
know that we do have 3, I think 2 or 3 donations, but I'm not quite sure the dollar amount of them. And I also am telling you that myself, I am going to donate the money. I am going to donate some money to my family. And I think you guys all
Yeah.
need to do that
I
also.
plan on donating as an individual, and I plan on donating this to my business.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
I do say this, and I say it, I wish there was a lot more people here, and I'm gonna look right at that camera, and they claim this goes everywhere, so I hope everybody watches this. Every election, every time somebody does something, everybody runs around here and tells me how much they love this city, they run it for office, they want to represent this city, they want to make the city come together, be something. And we send out an invitation for help on a lifesaver, has nothing, not even the slightest bit of politics to it. We don't get no phone call. I've had one resident come by and hand me a check, and I said, well, I see you recognize. I don't want to be recognized. Here's $20 bill. I seen a person a while ago donate a check. And we appreciate money. We need the money. And we're going to apply for a grant too, but still this thing it costs us about $100 a year. So if there's any money left over, it'll go in the fund. If it's funded for the next 20 years, that's fine. But these people did. Her and Mrs. Knox and her son, he wasn't here, has volunteered to help. To my knowledge, that is the only two individuals that have volunteered to help. Well, the marshal, he's obligated. I mean, he's obligated. I don't like to speak with him, but it just burns me up that all the time I hear about people, how they love this town now, they want to make everything go back together. If I win office, I'm going to get them all back together. I guess that's what it's going to take. Maybe somebody else will win office. But this shouldn't even be politics. It got nothing to do with politics. It's a lifesaver. It's to help every resident, anybody in this town to be safe. And that's siren at one time or another. Or anybody here could be killed, but not hearing it too. So,
I got one more thing to say.
Sure.
We're going to go and set buckets around at some of the businesses so people can put money in them. We're going to try that to see if maybe we can't get.
I'm not sure you shouldn't put a guard on the way things are going around here.
Yeah.
They might take it out when they put it in. Put it in and take it out too. That's the feeling I got the way people are doing around here. It's a shame that they won't get involved in good nature. I don't care if they hate my guts, or I hate Gerardo's guts, or they hate anybody's guts. It ain't got nothing to do with me and Gerardo.
Right.
And I would even go around and collect with him, it's so important. And that would kill me. Okay. And it won't be but a few minutes. We'll be in citizen participation. Anybody wants to respond within their 3 minutes, feel free to do so. I'd like your excuses in here. Okay, you got anything? Over there. Citizen, okay, it's time for citizen participation. The floor is open. Anybody wants to speak, you got 3 minutes or so.
I'd like to speak if I could, please. I have a question.
Follow the rules.
Okay, I'll try. I'm Diana Smith, live over on Circle Drive. I had one thing I wanted to ask about, and it's just kind of the grass at the entrance of Circle Drive needs to be tended to. That's also the entrance to the city from that end, so it's getting kind of long and shaggy looking. So I heard it belonged to the chamber, but the city graciously mows it all the time. So I didn't know if they just hadn't seen it. And I think the other thing was when you were talking about the siren. I read in the paper, maybe it needs to be clarified a little bit, that there's a $20,000 a year insurance premium on that. No, that's not correct?
That's how much the insurance only is.
Per year,
Now, the
$20,000.
$20,000 policy.
Okay.
That's not the premium.
Oh, policy, $20,000 policy on it. Is it really gonna, it's gonna be in the same vicinity as the other one is. So how is it going to get up? It's not gonna be in the same vicinity?
Excuse me, I'll wait to make your 3 minute speech. Then.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to understand because you read the paper, you listen in here, and I just wanted to say, I think $20,000 for insurance is a lot of money for that. And if we already have a siren that works, goes off every day. Is that the same siren?
No.
Not the same
Well,
siren?
they totally too late. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right, I appreciate,
No.
I like the back and forth when it's polite, because I
No, but
don't
it's not the way it's
understand.
supposed to be. The last time you accused me of taking up your time, so I will shut up till you get done.
Okay, all right. I think that's this, maybe that needs to be clarified, maybe people are seeing that and saying, hey, you know, we're putting out 20,000, who can afford that? You know, I mean, who can afford $20,000 for insurance on that, you know, so, that's just a thought, just those two things, and appreciate it, thanks.
I'd like to answer the first one.
Which was,
The placement of the siren. That was done by the emergency manager from St. Francis County. He come down here and told me where they want to put it. So if it's a block apart from the other one, I got no control over that because they did a GPS and that's where they said they wanted it, so. It's gonna be up there by the church.
it's higher than the other one. It's got a 60-foot pole, and it's totally two different. That is for fire department, and we use it for weather too. This one is basically for weather, but it could be used for other things.
Right.
But it's putting in basically for weather warning. But it can have a speaker. It could be used for other things. It's a super. It does. If you read the paper, which you said you read, I thought, if I remember correctly, the same article had in there that it was cost $17,000 to $18,000, and we're insuring for $20,000. That did the siren and everything, and we're buying the pole. So actually, you're talking about $25,000, $27,000, $28,000 there. But it is up-to-date, modern. It can even have public address on it. We can call. I don't know how far it reaches. They give us but I don't remember. But it is a good thing. I do not know, and we will not know till after the first year what the premium of probably premium on $20,000 when the siren's not that. She said we should have the premium price next week. But any money left on this, if we get a grant to cover a lot of it, will be put in a fund and it will be used to pay the insurance over the years. If we get any money, so far we ain't got enough to pay for a lot, but I'll take that back. Some of the checks will be pretty good. But it ain't how much you give, it's just give what you can. Everybody's gonna give different prices, and that will make one of them no better. You know, some people can give $5 and then it hurts them as bad as somebody give $100. So the price you give ain't got all that to do with it. It's the thought behind it. Anybody else? Tom?
Yeah, Tom Martin, owner of our place. Talking about the grass down there. That little corner actually was put there for the help of that subdivision with the nice, expensive mailboxes. I have mowed that corner several times myself. I've mowed the firehouse myself several times. But I've yet to see one homeowner pull a weed around the mailbox. So, you know, a little participation in some of them homeowners wouldn't hurt a thing either.
You did it?
That's it.
I agree. I mean,
You were talking a while ago about people being committed. I don't have to mow that down there. That has nothing to do with my place. And I've mowed it several times. You've all seen me mow it. Up and down the street, all the way to Saberline. Mowed the fire department 2 or 3 times already. Sprayed the street. I'm not here to get recognition. But if you see something that needs to be done, a little bending over and pulling the weed wouldn't hurt a thing.
I agree with you. There's a lot of people that ever.
Quit complaining and do something.
I think people that sometimes, I'm not going to call them names, but some of them go close to the city that drive around and stick laid out in the street and stop and get it and leave those in the ditch.
Yeah.
They run over and drive around it. I mean, you know, things like that don't hurt nothing. It don't hurt anybody to do a little bit for the city.
Chamber paid big money for their mailboxes. Built the place for them to have their mailboxes.
Oh, they complain about them being there.
Yeah.
remember that. Okay, anybody else? Your time to go.
I have one other thing to say about these tickets.
You got that?
Whenever you guys get done selling your tickets, we do have more. So don't think this is the only batch you have to sell.
So I can always hold on to one.
No, you need
sell
to sell
everything.
them so you can get
I will
more.
sell every ticket I can sell. I'll sell them. But I'm going to sell my tickets out of town.
Yes,
They're 50-50, right?
yes,
Now, I'm going to suggest that whoever wins it, they donate it back.
right.
What's the drawing date? Do you have a drawing date?
We haven't set a date. We're kind of waiting to see, you know, what kind of,
We probably need, if we really get into town, we need to be able to tell somebody when the drawing is.
right.
So we need to set a date.
Before we sell it.
If it just, you know, maybe a week before Christmas or something.
December 31st or something.
Because we're not going to pay this bill public for next year. So,
So we just actually need to set a date.
we need to set something in the mid-December or something like that on your 50-50 drawing, but, because it might, you know, everybody ain't gonna donate it back.
Right,
Some of them,
right.
yeah. And some of them can afford to get it back. But it would be a Christmas for somebody, you know.
Right, yeah, that's fine with me. We never set a date because I wasn't sure.
Well, try to set one, and before we start selling tickets, let us know, or we'll get together, and any day to do it, with
Like December 13th, when we got our meeting in December.
I don't have a problem with it. That's over there.
It's okay with me?
Okay, we'll put, December, is that our next, December meeting, the 16th?
13th.
Well, it would be full here for meeting, I guess, on December 13th, about 2:30, just 2:02. It's your
That's
turn.
fine with me.
I don't have a problem with it. Now, anybody else wants to sell tickets, you can.
Yeah, we've got a bunch if anybody wants to sell
I don't think
them.
anybody wants to sell them, everybody got friends somewhere, I guess. Somebody wants it.
Okay. I will let Annette know because she's got the biggest portion of them. And I will let her know to get a hold of you or take them out there.
Okay, we know, Mark,
What was the drawing date?
December
December
13th.
13th.
December 13th. There's already been a few tickets sold.
Did you get your packet of tickets?
Yes.
Okay,
Earlier today, my wife did, and she's already sold some.
good.
The rule only calls for one time. If the board wants to change it, they can.
I'm going to take you a minute, I just wanted to,
That's up to the board. I can't change it.
you allow me?
No, you gotta get board approval, you can't approve.
Oh, I know that.
If you wanna get board approval, that's up to you.
Make a motion to let her speak.
I'll say it.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to, in very, with all due respect to Mr. Tom, I did not even know he was mowing down there. I am grateful to him for doing that. I remember a couple of times though that when grass was growing in areas when my husband was alive and maybe the house was empty, for instance, next door to us or whatever, he came and asked if he could mow it and he was told no, liability, it's not, you can't do it, it's not your own property. So I just, you know, in all fairness, I think that maybe some just don't care, but I know I've thought about that many times because I do a lot of weed pulling in my own yard and, you know, trying to keep it up. And I've thought about doing that. And now that I know that that's something that is okay, then I'm more than willing to go. If I see a weed, pull it up because I'd rather see those nasty weeds around that mailbox pulled up than have them mowed down and for them to just come back stronger. That's the nature of weeds. So I just wanted to let you know that, you know, the people out there are not deadbeats that just want somebody to take care of their stuff, that actually some of us didn't know that we could do that. So now that we do, it's good news. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Want to make a second all day?
Aye.
Opposed?